Hi, it's Joy, and the same as you're watching Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Season 1, Episode 6. We take a zebra to Vegas. I am so excited for this show. It has been a delight so far. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go.
Do you think you cannot be replaced? I gave the war ahead of
Very
us.
ominous.
The war beyond Zeus and Poseidon's war. Isn't that right, little hero? Not time for us to meet quite yet. Run along now and show me what you are capable of.
Dun 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 dun.
Toss a seaweed brain.
I love her seaweed brains. I can't believe I didn't catch in the previous episode
If you want the gods
until
to
it's
serve you,
editing.
you have to pay for it.
Please tell me you're calling with good news.
We know who stole the bolt.
Do we now? Who is
How do
it?
you know?
We ran into Ares and... So who would Ares cover for other than?
His favorite dogger.
Foo, foo,
But Reese is the
foo.
lightning thief.
Chiron's gotta arrest her. Medusa on Saturday.
Guys, what is this?
What?
Why did you turn into an old married couple?
Not to change the subject, but I'm gonna. We could use your advice on something. We're headed to Las Vegas to find your dad. What was that
Foo,
about?
foo,
You
foo.
can't ask Luke about his dad. We don't need that right now.
They don't get along?
She knows Luke better than you.
You have a plan from there?
Yeah. Really elegant. I mean, these guys, they're like artists.
Oh, Grover, I love you.
They'll be able to reach the
I
wilderness.
meant for the people.
Oh. Them. Well, I mean, I'm sure they'll...
I'm guessing the one with the giant lotus blossom on it.
You were like 2 seconds ahead of me. Seriously. Sometimes it might be okay to just
A
let the easy
perfectly
ones go.
normal casino, I'm sure.
I know we're supposed to be saving the world. Would it be unprofessional if we just hung out here for a bit?
We find Hermes.
What do you think, wise girl?
Just don't
Wise
lose.
girl and seaweed brain.
And I think Hermes would do anything to win him back. Maybe helping us is a start.
A lot of information about your friend.
It's Grover. Remember me?
How long has this man been here?
Say something, do you promise not to make fun of me?
Dude.
I somehow ended up in his dream. Like I was eavesdropping on him talking to...
The lightning thief.
Do you think it's real? Because if it's real, something the gods don't even know about. I mean, what are we supposed to do about that?
I don't know.
You don't know?
There are things I don't know.
Yeah, but if you don't know, I mean, what chance do I have?
Hmm. Grover, if it feels too good to be
Maybe
true,
a
it
stupid
probably
question, but
is.
What is... If you're not eating the flowers, then why are you forgetting things? What's happening here? I gotta tell my... I gotta...
Grover.
Wait, I was here with... Yeah.
Splitting up was never a good idea.
Hey, demigods, welcome.
Found him.
Want my help to sneak into the underworld.
Wow. You're a really good guesser.
This is beyond space and time, kid. So you might as well at least play a little
We're
bit.
friends of Luke's.
A parent of a demigod that cares, even if he's done a shit job of
I
being
remember
there.
you.
Help us retrieve Zeus's master bolt from Hades, and he'll see that you care.
Alas.
Do you know what that feels like? To be so close to someone you love, knowing neither of you has any choice but to keep hurting each other. I know you do.
Oof. Oof.
Should I remind you too?
I remember just fine.
You're a disappointment, Hermes.
She's right to be angry. Very hard for a god to feel powerless. I guess we're all just doing the best we can.
Maybe the gods should go about things in a different way then.
But it's already Thursday. We've been here for days.
Mm-hmm.
Time moves differently here.
And I feel a lot better about having stolen his keys.
Exactly. Wait, what?
Got invisible. Picked his pocket.
You picked Hermes' pocket?
I'm multi-talented. Now, all we have to do is find... We didn't eat any lotus fruit.
They pump it into the air. It makes you forget.
Mm-hmm.
Hermes reminded me there was something we needed to do before we could leave. Where's Grover?
He's having a good time at least.
I was so close.
I know, I hate it when someone does that to me. And I can't believe I'm the one saying, Percy, Annabeth, we're your best friends.
Really?
Oh boy. Grover, we're on a quest. We can't do this without you.
You are
We're
his
short on
best
time,
friends.
And we gotta go.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
It's going great. It's going great.
Say, so far, this quest is really exciting.
Great.
Really hoping we find that car. Really, because of me?
Oh. No.
It's okay. We're gonna be okay.
Immediately goes
Although
to
I hope that game
self-blame.
you're playing was amazing.
That's just a note.
How do we know that's for us?
Should have known the god of thieves noticed his pocket getting picked.
One of us just has to drive it out of the garage.
Who here can drive?
I killed the Minotaur on my first try, right? How hard could this be?
Oh god.
My fault. That was me. How do you make it go backwards?
Oh, Percy.
You're doing great.
Maybe try aiming for the middle.
You're welcome to give this a try.
Best face.
It's okay. You've got this.
The tense music. This is everything. He's got this. Freaking lucky. The traveler thing came into play right there and then.
We weren't alone.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget what's important when you're alone.
Oh. My babies.
What do I say to him?
Oh, sweetheart, you say whatever you want to say.
You'll know.
Sweet Percy. You're not my father.
Sorry. He waited as long as he could. Your father has gone to marshal his forces and prepare for war. He asked her to relay a message. This is not your fault. You were brave. You were strong. You made your father proud.
That's, you know, decent parenting through a messenger.
It's time for you to return to...
I have to stop him.
You brave,
I
wonderful
have to
boy.
keep going. If you can help, then you must help.
This brave, inspirational, wonderful boy.
Each will provide one of you safe passage back from the underworld.
Yep.
Save the world. And then go save your mother.
Poseidon's doing alright on the parenting scale. I mean, given that the parenting scale for the gods is literally subterranean, Poseidon's doing alright. I love this show. The episodes are definitely short, which I can't lie, the small part of my reactor brain that has to like fit in how many shows I'm gonna watch and then needs to edit things is kind of like, yay, short show. And then my brain's like, but I love Percy Jackson. Oh, it's genuinely how my brain works because it doesn't actually want short episodes. Just a part of my brain that knows I now need to edit it. It's like, well, it won't take as long as if it was twice as long. But I think this show, I'm loving watching it week by week and I have zero regrets. But I do feel like, and I really enjoy the kind of each week, the speculation, the discussing what happened in the previous episode and seeing the edits that now include scenes from the previous episodes. Like, it has that appeal of it. But I do feel like this probably would be a really good show to binge. and just watch in one go, so the story just keeps rolling on. And because the episodes aren't super long, it's easier to do that in one day. That being said, I really enjoyed this episode, seeing the Lotus Casino come to life, meeting Hermes properly. He was as disappointing as yet kind of useful as expected. I think this show is doing a really good job of presenting a nuanced look at the godly parents, which the series of books does do in general. But given how short the episodes are and how this is only episode 6 of the show, they've done a really good job of showing that on the whole, I do not think anybody is going to look around and say the gods are great parents, because they're not. They're not even good parents. But within the gods, you have Hermes, who seems genuinely upset that he cannot fix his relationship with Luke, that he has been told to stay away, that he can't see a way to fix it. Then you have Poseidon, who still hasn't shown his face, still hasn't been there, but you know, he did wait for Percy. He helped him at St. Louis, and he gave him you know, the message, and in the message there was no "you have shamed me, you weren't good enough," which, you know, might have happened. It was, "It's not your fault, you were brave and wonderful, you don't have to worry, like, it's not your fault," which is a good parenting thing to do. It's not, you know, like, there are other things he's done, like being absent for the past however long, 12 years, but like, there are lots of other complicated reasons. Within the godly parents, Poseidon's doing quite well. You know, Athena just made sure everybody knew her daughter had disappointed and embarrassed her, and then allowed a monster into her sanctuary. Like, there were so many, like, she went beyond not helping her daughter. She made sure Annabeth felt as small and insignificant as possible. Athena is not winning in the godly parent race right now, which surprises no one if you've read the books in a lot of ways. Not like, no spoilers involved, just like, yeah, the gods in general are shitty parents. But Poseidon is trying, and it's like my brain is trying to scramble out whether he's actually being a good parent or whether the bar is so low that it looks like he's being a good parent, because he technically still hasn't shown up. And how much of him not being in Percy's life was because Percy was a forbidden child. You can't really go around going, "Hey, I've got one of those over here." Like, it is complicated, I will give him that. And the fact that she gave him the 4 things, including one for the mother, shows that Poseidon and co value Sally as well. He's not viewing her as, "oh, she gave me my kid, she's expendable now." And it's complicated. I think the first few episodes showed a really good job of the godly parents, all the downsides, how they've been neglectful, how they're absent, how you have to like go out of your way to prove yourself to them and make them take note of you. You have to be worthy of them, which is no way, not a healthy parent dynamic. And that hasn't gone anywhere. But we've also seen, you know, Poseidon reaching out to Percy through intermediaries, but you know, he's a busy man, but Poseidon taking an interest, caring, being considerate, and trying to make sure Percy doesn't blame himself for his quest not meeting the deadline. And then you have Hermes, who, you know, yeah, I think he probably still has made some mistakes. I'm not saying he's a good parent by any means, but I believed him when he was distressed that his relationship with one of his sons was so strained and awful. I don't think that absolves him of every wrongdoing in this dynamic, but I believe that he cares about Luke and wants it to be different. And then you have Athena, whose daughter is nothing but filial and good and devoted and brave, and she has just been a shit parent. So we see like a huge range within the gods, just like with real people. That is something that is always so interesting about mythology, like with pantheons like Greek and Roman, etc., is that the gods really just act like people. I would find it much easier to believe in those kind of gods than a loving god, because all the shit that happens in the world, I'd be like, yeah, the gods are dicks. Like, of course there's going to be shit happening in the world. Now, within the show itself, watching Grover forget was very sad. But them being determined, like them even forgetting him, but then being like, no, wait, there is something. And again, I think you could really see that because they were together, they didn't forget they were together. They were talking to Hermes, they were talking about the mission. It was front and center in their brains. Whereas Grover was alone, didn't have anyone else to help remind him. When his mind started to go, there wasn't someone else to go, "Hey, the quest." And then you go, "Yeah, the quest. I knew about the quest. I never stopped forgetting about the quest." So I love that Percy was like, "We're your best friends." And he was like, "Okay, yep, quest. I'm on it." I love them. I love these 3 so much. And honestly, Percy's driving was one of the highlights of the episode and of the series so far. Like, just, I loved it so much that they put the tense music, the strain, the stress, the way that Annabeth and Grover were both trying to be so supportive. You know, this is Annabeth, who will take any chance to ridicule Percy, but she did not want to be driving that car, and I do not blame her. Like, it was so sweet and so funny, and just really something this show has done a fantastic job of is capturing the fact that these are 12-year-olds. And like, I know Grover is 24, but Sata's aged differently, so like he's a 12-year-old. Like, seeing like that these are young kids, and it's heartbreaking when you see them in danger because they are so young. I know the movies aged them up and then they then cast some older actors on top of it, but like, I know we're talking about movies, but within this show, it's not like these are 12-year-olds acting impossibly brave and adult and like, oh, I'm grown up, because they're 12, of course they're not. And it's just the same as in the books. In the books, when you're reading it, these are 12-year-olds you're reading about in the first book, and as an adult reading it, you feel all sorts of like adult protectiveness towards them, and then you're proud of them and all those kind of feelings. And I get that exact same feeling in the show when I watch these characters shine, and the actors are all shining, and I'm just so excited for where this show is going to go, because I have seen that it is doing amazingly well on Disney Plus, which gives me a lot of hope. I mean, I was never particularly worried because Percy Jackson is such a huge empire of a fandom, and this show has been eagerly anticipated from the beginning. But you never know, networks and stuff are so freaking fickle. But given how well it's doing, I think I'm feeling pretty confident that we're in it for the long haul, and I cannot wait to watch, at the very least, the 5 original Percy Jackson books brought to life. And yeah, I haven't started, so I've read the 2 main series, like the first 2 main series, and I've read the Kane Chronicles, and then I got the Magnus Chase series and the Trials of Apollo. Got Magnus Chase for my birthday, Trials of Apollo for Christmas, and they're on my TBR, and I'm saving them for a time when I just want to like have nice comfy reads, which I will get stressed and concerned for the kids, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, they're just I know I'm gonna like them. I think that kind of book that I know I will enjoy. So yeah, I'm rambling, but I'm just so excited for the show. It is a delight. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.